Hello there. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Canada's Movie and TV Hosers. This is a show where we discuss all things in pop culture that we love. New and old movies, trailers, different types of books, TV and streaming. I'm one of your hosts, Gregory Barrett, and this is my lovely wife, Christine.
Hi.
And this kitty today, this is Penny Kitty. She's joining us, but she likes to move around. She might come back. Maybe we'll bribe her with some more treats or something.
Yeah.
Yep, see, she's already gone.
She's actually watching us on the monitor.
Okay. So breaking down today's show, we're going to review a bunch of trailers. We got 4 trailers to review. Elemental, Back on the Strip, Trolls 3 Band Together, Barry Season 4. Then we're going to jump into some reviews. We're going to do a spoiler review of Yellowjackets Season 2, Episode 2. We're going to review new Murder Mystery 2 that just came out on Friday. We're going to do a spoiler review of Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves that both of us have seen now. Then we're going to review an old classic by Sir Ridley Scott, Kingdom of Heaven from 2005. And Christine is going to review His Dark Materials Seasons 1 to 3, which is from HBO. Anything you'd like to add to that there, dear?
No, that's all. I've listened to some books, but I can't remember what happened right now. Okay. I'm tired. I've had a cold all week.
We'll do it next time.
I still have a cold.
If you enjoy this video, give us the thumbs up, please. That always helps us out. You can leave a comment on anything that we talk about, or if there's another topic you'd like us to discuss. And you can subscribe because we post more content here every week. So, jumping into it, let's jump into our first trailer. Elemental, we finally got an official trailer. The last one was just a short teaser.
Yes.
Where they were on the subway. So, we got a full trailer for this movie, Pixar. It's coming out June 16th of this year, because remember, June is stacked for this year.
It's our daughter's birthday.
Okay.
That's also the same day Flash is coming out.
No, that...
Yeah, June 16th.
Yeah, because they moved it, right? Yeah. Well, it might end up crushing this, or with
I don't think so. This is a totally different crowd. This is for kids.
With the way the
only.
DCU has been,
No,
it might end up getting...
For...
Flash might get crushed, and this might crush it.
This is for kids like age 2 to 12.
Okay. What did you think of this trailer for Elemental?
Well, it's for kids. I mean, parents can watch it and maybe enjoy the story, but it doesn't seem extremely witty like a Lego movie or something where adults would really be into it, but it's for kids. The only thing that really I thought of this time around is that this might start some little firebugs.
You think so?
Yes. I mean, that used to be a thing back when I was a kid, back in the 70s. Firebugs. And we've actually had some big forest fires set by children. Mm-hmm. Back in those days, that burnt giant swaths of land.
I don't think the point of Pixar's movie is to encourage kids to go around lighting fires.
No, but it's going to fascinate them about fire. The characters look really interesting, the fire characters, and the main character is a fire character. One of the main characters.
The other one's water.
She seems to be the main character. Okay. Anyway, this is the only thing. We don't want kids to start fires. I haven't seen any public service announcements or anything about that in like 20 years, but it used to be a thing back in the day, and we don't want it to come back.
Okay.
Yeah, past your generation, it wasn't a thing, but it was when I was a kid.
The animation on this looks beautiful.
It does.
I think you're being overly, how should I put this? Overly concerned about a non-issue.
I don't think it's a non-issue. I don't think so.
I don't think people are gonna see this little this fire girl and be like, hey, let's go start some fires.
She looks very interesting. Anyway, that's my concern about it, but it's for kids. It's gonna be a fun movie for kids. Parents will have to go because they have to take their kids there. I don't think it's for an adult audience at all. It seems it's for kids.
It says it's a comedy, kids, family.
It's not really for adults, but adults will still probably enjoy the story.
So the main character is Ember.
Yes,
Ember Lumen.
She's made out of fire.
And then the other main character is the water guy, Wade Ripple.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, kids are always playing water all the time, but the fire creatures are very interesting looking, and they have much depth to them, like you're saying.
Catherine O'Hara's in this.
Oh, that's fun. The animation is very good, so I just hope it doesn't promote that.
And also, Beverly Goldberg is in this, from the Goldbergs, Wendy McClendon.
Well, she has a great voice.
She's hilarious. Okay.
Anyway, it's for kids. It looks like a fun family movie. Just keep all your lighters and matches and whatever. People don't smoke as much, so it's also not as big of a thing as the one was when I was a kid. There was lighters everywhere.
Unless you're in this province where we live, where everyone's a smoker. It's
not
ridiculous.
Everyone, but there is a lot more smoking here. But just keep your lighters away if you're going to take your kids to this film. That's all I'll say.
This is all, it's all symbolism for racism and interracial couples.
It doesn't
It doesn't talk about that at all, but you got the 4 elements: fire, water, air, and earth, and they all keep to themselves. So then it's an interracial couple between Ember, the fire girl, and Wade Ripple, the water guy.
The only thing I don't like about that is that it is harmful for fire and water to get together, or it's not harmful for interracial couple to get together. So it's a little bit of a mixed message there. Anyway, I guess
once again, it's all metaphor.
It's not really my thing, but kids all want to go see it.
It looks, it looks family friendly. It looks sweet. It doesn't look like anything I'm going to be rushing out to see. I'm going to be rushing out to see The Flash that week. But I will go see this, probably.
Yeah. Now, another movie that looks way more kid-friendly in all ways is the Trolls movie, Trolls 3, that's coming out.
Okay, hold on. So,
that
that's our thoughts on this trailer for, what we were talking about, Elemental, which is coming out in June. Are you excited for this? I'm not really that excited, but I'll probably end up going see it. Unless the reviews are terrible. We'll probably go check it out.
It's for kids.
Let us know your thoughts on Elemental coming out in June down in the comments below, please. So let's jump into our next one, which is Trolls 3 Band Together. Are you a big Anna Kendrick? What's the other guy's name there? Justin Timberlake, the NSYNC guy. So are you a fan of either of those two?
No, I didn't even know what band he was in. I know who they are.
NSYNC.
I guess. I don't know these things. I don't need the boy bands.
Okay. Well, they mention a lot of boy bands in this trailer.
I mean, it's cute. It's very kid friendly. It's little girls age 4 to 12 are gonna eat it up. It's got all the color. It's got the textures. It's got the really beautiful animation. It's got sequins. It's got glitter. It's got
lots
rainbows.
Of singing. That's all they do in this is sing.
It's really fun. Now this I would much prefer over Elemental myself. It's just beautiful to look at. It's like a new version of the Smurfs with way more color, because Smurfs were very just blue and white.
Have you seen any of the Trolls movies?
I think I have. I don't really remember. I think I took my daughter to see one of them. I'm not sure, but
Amy Schumer's in it.
There's probably all kinds of famous people in it, but it doesn't matter who's in it. It's a matter of how the story is, and it just on sight, it looks really pretty. It looks really cool.
Oh, yeah, the animation's good.
It's got a great depth in this animation,
I hope it has
too. Right 3D kind of, the way they're showing it.
Oh, yeah, there's really good depth. We see a lot of, and the textures look great on it.
Yeah, so much texture.
Detail on the animation.
It looks
great. However, this is targeted more for a younger audience, whereas Pixar's Elemental is more geared towards all kids, and they try to gear towards all ages. But I think both are definitely going to target younger children.
This is girls age 4 to 12.
I saw 100%. Trolls 2, I think. I took the kid to go see it.
Yeah.
And I don't really remember much of it.
I don't remember much either. But
I think I remember the trailer the most because she was singing Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh, yeah.
It was a different version of The Sound of Silence.
In it. This is about a boy band from what we see in the trailer.
They mention a lot of boy bands.
They do.
Boys to Men.
Boy band.
Backstreet Boys.
Fun.
They mention a bunch of others. They don't mention NSYNC.
No, maybe they do later on, just not in the trailer. But I think this one is going to be a feast for the sense. Like, you just look at it's going to be beautiful to look at.
Yeah.
So, even, I know, it's for kids. It's for, mostly for girls, but boys would like it too.
I don't think that...
It looks fun.
I don't remember the story of the second one. Something about them being outcasts and playing with other toys or other trolls that were...
Yeah, different trolls. I think I did see that one.
Maybe I'm just remembering the trailer. I did see it, but I can't remember much of it, so it didn't stand out to me, and I haven't seen it again.
But
and it was quite a few years ago.
Like, I'd rather see this more beautiful than the Super Mario's movie because it's got so much texture in it.
Super Mario Brothers movie is tracking really good. It means people are excited and they're going to see this.
It has similar animation by the looks of it, but this one has so much texture. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I think Super Mario will be more fun and funny, have a lot more comedy in it than this because this is geared towards like 4 or 5-year-olds.
I don't think it's not 4 or 5. It's for young girls of age 4 to 12 are gonna love it. Okay. That's what it's about. They're gonna want, and then they can get a little troll and they can decorate the little troll. And they'll be loving that.
Yeah, they've definitely done a good job bringing back the trolls from late 80s.
Yeah,
early 90s, the troll dolls.
It wasn't my
it was early 90s, I think.
We just had those little things on our pencil.
But now they've made this big franchise.
It looks fun. Anyway, of all of them, that would be the one I would like to see the most, just because it just looks really good.
Personally, I would rather see Elemental over Trolls. Maybe it's because I saw the second one, and I'm like, it's fine, but the story isn't. It doesn't win you over with the story. It's not really compelling, and the jokes are just kind of, that's quaint, but they're not that funny because they're so toned down because they're for
funny either. I'm not really into all those movies. Really, it's not my thing. But if I had to pick one of the three,
well, Pixar has a good track record of making good movies. I mean, they do have some bombs. There are some that I completely don't like, but most of the Pixar movies I've seen are better. So. Once again, I'm not super excited to see this movie. I'm not anticipating it. But if it comes out, I'll probably end up... This might be one I'd be less likely to go see. Because, am I going to go see this by myself?
No. We'll all go. We'll all go.
Maybe. Okay. Are you excited for Trolls 3 Band Together? Which is coming out... When is this coming out? Trolls 3, November 17th of this year.
We gotta wait a
It's gonna be a while.
Yeah, that's great though. That's good timing for all the Christmas kids going to movie for Christmas. They're gonna be lapping that up. All the troll dolls that they can sell at Christmas time.
I guess. I don't know.
That's smart.
I sell them at those Claire's stores there.
They sell them
all
everywhere.
All the sparkly sequin stuff.
Yeah.
Are you excited for Trolls 3? Let us know down in the comments below. We want to hear from you. Are you a big fan of the Trolls franchise? Or your kids? I don't know. Moving on to our next trailer, we're going to talk Back on the Strip, which stars Wesley Snipes and Tiffany Haddish.
It looks really funny. It looks fun. It's like making fun of themselves, and they're stripping.
Oh, JB Smoove is in this, and he's always funny.
It looks funny. It looks like it has a really good story. It looks interesting. I think they gave away a lot in the trailer, though, but maybe they wanted to, because they have to tell people what it is about, because people are going there and they're thinking it's a family wholesome movie. It doesn't seem to be.
No.
It's about stripping in Vegas by the looks of it.
So
but it looks funny.
It's an old group of black guys, and they used to be a strip group, male strippers, and they were in a group.
They made a lot of money.
And now they're older and out of shape.
Like 20 years older.
And some of them are injured. Okay, Wesley Snipes can't dance anymore because of his knee. So they get a new guy, and now they got a brand new show.
He's a magician, but I mean, if the money's right.
He's dressed up as a clown at the beginning, which when would you ever see a clown in today's day and age? No kids want a clown show. This is the
problem, right? He's not making any money. Nobody wants to see the magician or clown. So,
when it comes to kids' birthday parties now, they don't want to see clowns. Well, they demand superheroes. So
we don't want strippers
He's got to dress up as Blade.
We don't want strippers at kids' birthday parties either, but there's another audience for that.
This has some good laughs in it. Oh,
it does. I think it looks fun. Oh.
Here you go, Penny.
Kitty's back. Yeah, I think it looks fun. If it comes, I'd like to see it.
You seem to enjoy this trailer a lot more than I did. I thought it was funny, and I don't know if it will come here, because this will probably be in limited release. This isn't a movie that's going to get wide release in over 4,000 theaters in North America.
I didn't see the Magic Mike movies, but
if it's really funny, maybe it's more funny than that Joyride trailer that we reviewed, and that one looks really funny too. That one looks
really funny, but I didn't see those Magic Mike movies, but they didn't really look like I would like them to. They didn't look funny enough. But this looks funny. Oh, she's gonna take over the entire.
No, can't do that, Penny. Good
She's
Penny.
our little panther. This is our Penny Panther. She just sneaks around like a panther.
So yeah, I'll check it out. I'm not dying to see it. This comes out back on the strip August 18th of this year.
Okay.
So I haven't heard much about what's coming out in August of this year. So if it's just whatever comes out, I'll go check it out. Hopefully it's funny. I mean, Wesley Snipes can be really good. He can also be crazy at times.
Well,
You got
just
Tiffany Haddish,
funny.
and she can be really funny. She's hilarious.
I don't
JB
think-
Smoove, okay, from those Spider-Man movies, and he was in Blockbuster recently on Netflix. That guy's hilarious. That guy's really
I just think
funny.
it looks fun. Anyway, I'll try to go see it.
Are you excited to go see Back on the Strip? Check out the trailer on YouTube. I think it might be fun.
Good play on words too.
Let us know what you think about that trailer, which is coming out this summer. Leave a comment down below. I'll definitely respond, and maybe we'll read it out if we deem it appropriate. Our final trailer, we finally got an official trailer, actually a second one, for Barry Season 4.
Yes.
Coming out on HBO April 16th.
Now,
And you're a big fan of this show.
If you haven't seen Barry, start watching it now so you can get caught up. This will be the final season. It's very interesting. It's really funny. It's also got horrible parts in it. It's got emotion. It's got mental health issues.
So a lot of comedy and drama.
Yeah, it's got everything. It's not for kids.
And it's HBO.
It's fantastic.
So it's a television series, and because it's on HBO, you know this is good because HBO only makes like top quality stuff. It's rare they come out with stuff that's garbage.
I think it's really, really good. It's definitely one of the best shows I've seen in like the past 10 years. It's really, really good. I really enjoy it because it's got everything.
Started in 2018 now.
It's got the Fonz.
Oh yeah, Henry Winkler's in it.
How could it go wrong?
Look at this. Look at this.
What does it have?
Rotten Tomatoes critic score of 99%, averaged over 3 seasons,
awesome.
And an audience score of 90%. So
people might not like the violence.
There's not that much violence in it.
There is. When he goes Barry, when he gets into his mode, it is violent.
So this stars
I think it's really
Bill
good.
Hader, who's great. I mean, I haven't seen Bill Hader in anything that's bad. Stephen Root is his former manager.
Good.
Then you got the Fonz in it as the acting coach. Sarah Goldberg is his love interest. Anthony Kerrigan is Hank.
He is fantastic.
The Czech guy.
He looks like he's dressing up as a Mexican.
Yeah, he's got a weird costume on in one of these things.
All of these people are so awesome in their roles, and they're just so good. Especially like his agent guy. That guy is just fantastic. And you love to hate them all. You really do love to hate them. They all have a lot of flaws, these characters.
Even Barry?
Even Barry. You love to hate them because they do terrible things. They're not good people. Like even Sally is not a good
his
person.
Girlfriend Sally.
She's not a good person at all. But you feel so much.
Why is she not a good person?
Because she's not a good person. She's really selfish.
She yells at her friend at one point.
All she wants to do is be famous and get these roles and stuff.
And as soon as she got that pilot in the last season, she became like this Hollywood diva.
She's not a good person either. But there's so much in the whole show. It's not about giant vista scenes and castles and dragons or anything like that. It's about character development.
Oh yeah, it's all about character. So Barry, the main guy, Bill Hader, he's a hitman because he's former military, but he doesn't want to do it anymore. Or he doesn't really mind. But he wants to have a family and friends, so he becomes an actor because he becomes enthralled in this in the first season. And so he stays with these characters, but he's still got this other side of him, so he's living a dual life.
Well, he got out of the military and he had no purpose. And his agent, who's always taking advantage of him, he finds him and uses him, and he basically puts him to work. Barry is a very simple person. He needs to do something, and his agent just takes advantage of it. But then he finds the acting role, and he starts to find another part of himself that was lost, probably from all the trauma that he had.
Probably from all the PTSD and everything from serving in the Middle East or somewhere, wherever he was.
His coach and is so funny. His acting coach, he's a really interesting character.
Yeah, it's the Fonz,
and he's so like full of himself. But he gets into trouble. But he loves Barry too.
If you know who the Fonz is, write a comment in down
Everybody
below.
knows who
And if
the
you
Fonz is.
don't, write in a comment down below and let us know. We'll tell
Anyway,
you all
it's
about the
fantastic.
Fonz.
I'd say get caught up right now so you can get ready for the next season. That's my advice. I don't want to spoil anything. It's fantastic.
This is a great show.
Yeah.
You're missing out if you're not watching this on HBO.
It's really, really good.
I mean, just like everything on HBO, it's great. But
It's
this
really
is
good.
not something that people sign up for HBO for. You found it, but
Yeah, I
it's not
started
something
watching
that's
it when
it's
it
not
first
something
came
that's
out.
advertised a lot. But we're really enjoying
Oh,
it.
I love it. Yeah.
And I'm interested to see where this goes for the final season. It says it's going to be 8 episodes.
Oh, great. Yeah. There's not that
Which-
many episodes for each season. I don't.
Yeah, there are
believe.
only 8 episodes. Okay,
Yeah.
season 1, 8, season 2, 9, season 3, 8, and season 4. So it's not
Yeah.
that much if you want to get caught
It's
up. They're
got-
like hour-long episodes.
It's got a lot
She's
to it.
98%, 100%, 99%. This is getting really
It's
good
fantastic.
scores.
Anyway, I totally recommend it. I don't want to spoil anything about it. Watch it and tell us
Yeah.
what you think.
Any fans of Barry out there? If there are, write a comment. Let us know. Other than Christine. If you're not, I mean, and you have HBO Max. Here in Canada, we watch HBO on Crave, which is
Yeah.
a garbage app. But that's the only way we can get it here without pirating. That's the only way we can legally get it here.
Yeah, we get it legally.
Yeah. Well, essentially, if you give people the option to get it legally, most people will. But
I
when
wouldn't know how to get it illegally anyway.
but when you don't have it available in certain countries, then people are forced to pirate it. So
Yeah.
anyway, let us know what you think on Barry, and if you're gonna get into it, let us know as well. Cause man, great show.
Yeah.
Moving on, we're gonna get into our reviews. We got Yellowjackets Season 2, Episode 2. What did you think of this episode, dear?
I didn't like it that much.
How come? Oh, this is a spoiler review. We're spoiling it because we
Okay,
have to
we're
talk
spoiling
about
it?
something. Yep.
I just think it was a whole lot of the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole lot of the same.
That we've
And
seen for the last
They're
11
starting,
episodes.
They're starting to like hallucinate or something, and we're seeing that, so you don't know what's real and what's not is a hallucination. I
Okay.
found this episode, it's the same as the last episode. It's just more of it. It's going downhill.
Well, this
I
episode
don't
was
know.
called Edible Complex.
I didn't like it at
Now,
all.
the last episode that I watched, because at the end of season 1, I was very much on the fence. And so when watching the first episode of this season, I was still on the fence, and I'm like, is this going to go on? Now, they kind of dialed back some of the wackiness, but now
they
it's
did
getting
the last
into,
episode.
they're going crazy.
Yeah.
Shauna is talking to her dead friend, okay?
Doing her hair and makeup.
Doing her hair. Her ear fell off, and then she ate it last
That's
episode.
too much.
And, well, they're starving
And the
out there
coach
in
is
the
now
woods.
afraid of them.
Okay? Because in this episode, they find out that Shauna she put makeup on her dead friend,
Did her hair.
and she was braiding her hair, but it was also to cover up
She
the
also
ear
cut her.
that fell off. Yeah,
She's hallucinating.
she cut a chunk of her arm out and ate it because she's hungry and
There's
she's going crazy.
There's a lot of
So they
problems.
find out that she's been talking to and posing, and they're like, "This is weird. They're like, "Well, we can't bury the body. We're burning
She's
it."
been doing it for
Okay.
3 months.
She's been doing it for a while, right? How
Yeah.
long are they?
3
out
months,
there for?
they
It's
said.
How long is this winter
3
in this
months.
place?
It's
So
like, it must be in Canada.
they decide they're gonna burn her. So they build a pyre and they burn her. But then there's a wind and a whole bunch of snow gets thrown on it, so it only gets half cooked. And
It's
so
barbecued.
So then they're sitting inside and they're like, "What's that smell?" So they smell the
See?
barbecued remains and they're starving to death. So all the girls go outside and Hector,
Yeah.
and that's how the episode
all-
ends. They eat her,
Well,
Okay.
they should have eaten her anyway. There's a problem with this show.
but the coach doesn't, and he's like freaked out. He goes back inside, which means he's next. Okay.
Well, I don't think he's next, but
Oh, I think he is.
But the problem is with this show, we've got people up in the mountains. I think this is probably in Alberta or somewhere it's filmed. Anyway, and they don't have hats on. Their skin is fine. They're out in the snow all the time. They would be freezing to death. You cannot stay outside like that for hours. It's silly.
Remember, this is television,
I
so
don't
it's
like
television
it.
production.
It's not
There
realistic.
is a bunch of compositing in it,
Doesn't matter.
I can tell when they're against a green screen.
But it's stupid because they should be showing them all the things they have to do to melt the water, to make, to melt the snow. They should be chopping more wood. They should be, but instead they're showing them do all these other stupid things. They would all be dead by now.
They're arguing over dumb things,
so
like they have a pee bucket and someone took a crap in it, which if you're starving, you're not going to have that much
They all
bowel.
should be constipated at this point. Anyway, it's just kind of unrealistic.
Yeah, and that's why I'm starting to check out on this.
And all this hallucinations, and we're seeing, and now Travis actually did kill himself, and that was just lame. I don't know. The explanations are starting to come out, and they're not meeting up to my expectations.
Yeah,
I'm not liking
this is kind of lost syndrome.
I might continue watching it, but this is just the same again, and I don't think it's realistic at all. The girls would all have frostbite. They wouldn't be outside all the time, just hanging out in the yard.
No, well, they're always complaining when they have to go outside.
No. In this episode, they're all outside for numerous hours, just walking around, and it's like under 0 degrees.
Well, Thaisa goes sleepwalking
again,
and almost walks off a cliff, which, I mean, really?
Yeah, and then she falls asleep and thinks that her son is home, and he's not home. And
they're copying a lot of other things. You know what that's copying? That's copying Moon Knight. She goes to sleep, she's tied up, so apparently she wakes up, cuts the rope, and then goes sleepwalking, all while she's asleep. I'm like, really? So she's got multiple personality syndrome? So they're copying Oscar Isaac and Moon Knight.
Well, there are people that do sleepwalk. It is an issue. I mean, we have had some sad problems with that. People have walked off balconies and everything.
But she's when she's later on, when she's an adult, she's doing like these weird shrines with a dead dog, and
no one would notice
she has no memory of it.
I mean, coming down the ladder, walking on all the girls sleeping, going out the door, you would know. And the other thing that they're not realizing, when you're in a cabin in the woods, you can hear everything. You can hear the people that are down at the lake. You can hear them say just normal words. When you're in an actual cabin in the woods, you can hear everything. And they would be hearing all the stuff that's going on.
They do have the fire going all the
time. No. You haven't been in a cabin in the middle of the woods. I have.
I have. It sucks.
You can hear everybody. You can hear them.
Which is why it's
like 50 feet away. You can hear people across the lake talking. You can hear everything when you're in the real woods. Anyway, it's not making sense.
Are you tapping out on this show yet?
I'll continue watching it, but I really think it's going downhill.
I'm going to continue watching it. This one was called Edible Complex, which I guess is a play on Oedipus Complex. But this has nothing to do with an Oedipus complex. It's because they eat their dead friend. What's her name there? Do you remember what that girl's name was?
No, that's you ask it. I can't remember it. But anyway, it's just silly.
I'm looking.
They should have eaten her from the get-go.
Jackie.
They would have eaten her.
Jackie. So she was talking to her dead friend Jackie, and now they've eaten her.
They should have eaten her.
This has become... They're caught. I mean, they're taking the premise from the movie Alive. They're stuck out in the middle of nowhere and they're starving to death, and there's dead people. Although that was in where's that? That was in the Himalayas. This is in the U.S. How long have they been there now?
They're up in the mountains
10 months?
where people aren't there. Also, there's avalanches and everything. Like, those kids would not be walking in those mountains.
It's still the U.S. They'd be able to find them.
No, they might not. There's many up in the mountains there. There's nobody up there. However, there wouldn't be just this much snow. There would be so much snow you could not trek like they're trekking. They're just unrealistic. These people that are making the show have never been in winter. It's obvious. They've never experienced winter.
Yeah, it's only
that's obvious.
It's only maybe 15 centimeters of snow on the ground.
Up in the mountains, Like,
yeah,
give
in the
me a
wilderness,
break.
no.
It doesn't make
Even
any
if this
sense.
is in the Appalachians or in the Rockies, you get way more snow.
Oh, there'd be tons of
Way
snow.
more.
Anyway, it doesn't make sense. I hate that, as you know.
Okay.
I hate things that aren't realistic.
Yeah. This season
nuts.
has 10 episodes.
Oh, how far are we at? What one are we at now?
Well, that was number 2.
It was only number 2?
Yeah, it just
God.
started last week.
Okay,
remember?
well, we'll see.
I'm gonna keep checking it out, but
gotcha,
it's getting a bit worse. I mean, last season with the plane, that was ridiculous. There's no way that would have worked. When the girl took off in the plane in the woods, I mean, come on. There's no runway.
Well, no, but she did explode.
Yes.
And that's what should have happened.
Yeah, I don't think it would have even got off the ground.
I don't know. It depends on a lot of things, but the gas would have been old.
This is becoming, it's starting to become too unrealistic. It's drawn out too much. They're copying a lot of other properties and not in a good
Lost
way.
Mixed with, like, yeah.
Alive and copying things from other properties as well. So, and I'm starting to wane on this. I might not continue watching it. Are you a big fan of Yellowjackets? People were talking about it a lot during the first season. I didn't get to watch it when it was new.
I don't know.
You've heard our thoughts. Let us know what you think of Yellowjackets. Big fan? Or do you feel how we are? Maybe you hated it? Let us know down in the comments below, please. And we'll get back to you on that. So that's our review for Yellowjackets. Now we got Murder Mystery 2. This came out on Friday on Netflix.
Spoiler free.
There's not much to spoil. We're not going to spoil any jokes.
Spoiler free. This one,
it's essentially the same thing. There's a murder,
like
and he's a cop, and he's got his wife Jennifer Aniston. Which, by the way, Adam Sandler would not be married to Jennifer Aniston. No offense to Adam Sandler.
I don't think this one had as much as the charm that the first one did. I think the first one is better.
Think so?
Because of that, this one here, they're more sophisticated.
Mm-hmm.
We won't say why.
It's got Mark Strong in it. He's in the trailer.
Yeah,
it does have. Okay.
I think it's still fun. It's still it's a fun watch. The first one was much better because of that. Him being a cop, she being not a cop. This one, they're a bit too suave in this one. I find they're not suave. That's why the whole first one was funny.
Yeah.
This one, they're a bit too suave.
Yeah, because they've been running their detective agency.
Supposedly,
so apparently he must have quit the force. Now they're running their own private investigator firm. So they're like, oh yeah, we're into this now. But once again, they should have played more into his cheapness.
Yeah,
and her kind of being fish out of water.
They're not.
And you would have had more fun. There was some good funny moments in this. There was a few laugh out loud moments.
There was fun, but the first one is better because of that. They don't know what they're doing. They're the brash Americans, you know, and
in Europe.
Yeah, but this one, they have too much class in this one. I found
the first one was more wacky, like more wacky and unbelievable, but it didn't matter. There was definitely some good comedy in it. It's only an hour and a half, so it's not like you're going to be investing a lot of time. It's just a simple comedy movie. I mean, they go to Paris. That's in the trailer. Yeah. They're in other places. It currently has a 52% Rotten rating, critic rating, and 60% audience score. So people aren't thinking it's that great. Could have used more humor. This is not top tier. This is not top tier Adam Sandler. Okay.
No, the other one was much funnier. But I still think it was fun, and I'd love to go to that island. It is fabulous.
What is that? What are some of Adam Sandler's best comedies? Okay, people
really
like Waterboy.
I like that one. Click. That was a sad one.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that one was top tier comedy.
You like Click? Sad. He's in a lot of things that are funny.
Billy Madison.
Always funny. He's just
Billy Madison when he goes back to school.
I don't know.
He plays some idiot.
What's
funny. The one where he's golfing?
Happy Madison.
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. That's probably my favorite Adam Sandler movie.
I like
this is nowhere near as funny as that.
No. It's not, I wish they would have. I don't know why they made them. They made them too classy in this one for some reason. They almost changed them. Like they're too experienced.
That didn't bother me. I think that was on purpose.
It would have been funnier.
Maybe they've been running their private investigator firm for the last couple of years. We don't know.
Not as funny.
But it needed more jokes, and a lot of the jokes were in the first bit of the movie, like in the first third of the movie, and then after that just went into this adventure mystery that they're
Yeah.
on, and it needed way
There was
more
a lot
jokes
of the
for it to be more
same
fun.
joke,
Because
like,
if
with
the comedy
cheese.
is good, the rest
Yeah.
doesn't matter. If you're laughing at all
Yeah,
kinds of
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
it doesn't matter how wacky
It
or
was-
ridiculous they get.
It was
You just
still,
want to have a fun time.
It was still funny. It was still fun. I mean, it's better than a lot of things out there. I don't know why it got such a bad rating. I find it's better than a lot of things, because most things you can't get a laugh at all. They
I had
say
a
they're
fun time
funny.
with it. What rating would
Yeah.
you give this?
Well, I give the first one like a 95, and I give this one like an 86.
Okay, so you'd say best movie ever, I guess.
I still had fun. I laughed.
What would I say? I'd give it best movie ever.
Yeah, I mean, I laughed at it. That's hard to do. It's hard to get people
I
to
think
laugh.
they're going to keep making these movies. I just think they need to have it be like non-stop jokes. You need to have way more comedy in it.
The Colonel was always funny.
And just keep going back and, you know, do some more. Yeah, what's his name? John Caney.
He was funny.
He's in those Black
funny.
Panther movies. He's in the MCU as King T'Challa.
Yeah, and
guy
I
who
think
died.
like if they would have had humor with Mark Strong, then it would have been
Yeah,
really
his character wasn't very funny.
He's not funny at all. He's a straight man. But if they would have had him do something funny, then we would have really
I
laughed.
want to see more comedy
Yeah,
in this.
I would have. I
But
think Mark
It's a
Strong
good
should have been
attempt.
funny.
I think it was a good attempt. I give it best movie ever, even though it didn't blow me away. I think they're probably going to keep making these because Adam Sandler has a big contract with a big picture deal with Netflix.
Oh.
So Murder Mystery 1 was a success, and that's why they made a sequel. They'll just keep making more. He just needs to bring in more of his friends, you know? Bring in David Spade.
It's just the
and,
acting. The writing
what's
has to be
the-
good.
What's the
He's
King of
funny.
Queens guy? Kevin... Can't remember his name.
I don't know.
Rob Schneider. Bring in a
Let's
bunch
have
of
to
his
bring
friends
them
and
in.
just have them like make lots
I
of fun.
mean,
You could, if they're constantly going to Europe, have Rob Schneider come in and he can be Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo again. Just have him make a cameo appearance doing that. That'd be funny.
I really like.
I'd watch that.
What's the one where he switches bodies with the girl? That one is my favorite
Oh,
one.
jeez.
That one is so
Not
dumb.
a big Rob Schneider fan myself, but
That one is so dumb.
they're all dumb.
That one is so dumb.
They're all dumb. So
Anyway.
that's our thoughts on Murder Mystery 2, which just came out on Netflix on Friday, so March 31st, and it's now Sunday that we're recording this. You enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Could have
it was
been better.
so fun.
Let us know your thoughts. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you going to check it out? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. We want to hear from you. That's our review for Murder Mystery 2. So now we did a spoiler-free review of Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves on our last episode because that just came out for this weekend.
Yeah.
You saw it now because you hadn't seen it before. So now we could spoil this. So this is a
Right.
spoiler review for Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. I'm going to put up the spoiler warning. What did you think of this movie?
Oh, I thought it was great.
And?
It was fun. It was realistic, even though it's in a fake land. The set was fabulous.
Yeah,
It had good jokes, good characters. It was fabulous.
It had jokes throughout, and it was fun
and
throughout
it was
as well.
consistent.
Yeah,
It was consistent, which so many action movies are lacking these days. Consistency.
Consistency in terms of action
Everything.
or keeping the pace up.
No, but like how hard it was to get to places when you're walking to places, or just like everything. It was just consistent.
Did
It was refreshing that it was consistent.
Did you find that a lot of the jokes had already been given away in the trailers? But
Well, they were cut out. Like there was one of the funniest jokes was her husband.
oh yeah, was that
That was what's his name?
Was that Bradley Cooper?
Yes.
I'm like, is that Bradley Cooper as her husband?
And the funniest-
Michelle Rodriguez, who plays Holga in this, which is Michelle Rodriguez, amazing in this. Okay, she's the brawler like barbarian.
Yeah, and she's kind of
super strong.
stunned.
Yeah, she's not the smartest, but her character is great. And it's no offense to her that she's playing not the smartest character.
But I think it's great. I think it's terrific.
She's the muscle,
to have
okay?
a woman in that role, to have a woman in the big, dumb
And
role,
as the
like,
muscle. And
yeah, I
Michelle
think that
Rodriguez
was
is
terrific.
great for this.
And it was such
And her
a
husband
slow...
is this little, like,
But the
hobbit.
way that they...
Is this little 3-foot hobbit guy who's played by Bradley Cooper. And so it's this big woman who's the muscle, and then her husband is like 3 feet.
Bigger woman. He went with a bigger woman, the woman that the ghost was even bigger. But it was such a slow burn, that whole thing. Like, it wasn't like right in your face. It was just really funny. I think it's really fun. The set was amazing. I mean, it was hilarious. And it was
Michelle Rodriguez your favorite?
I don't know. I liked most of the characters.
Chris Pine is quite hilarious. He's the bard who doesn't really do anything but come up with plans.
And they make that obvious. Like, and their flaws are exposed, which I love.
Yep, and they all have flaws.
Hugh Grant is fantastic in it as well.
I didn't like Hugh Grant as much.
You don't like Hugh Grant.
Yeah, not really. He seemed to be sniveling, conniving.
He would have been.
His role would have been better if he had some more jokes, but also a lot of his jokes were ruined in the trailers. Like, there's a great joke from the trailer where he's like, I don't want to see you die, so I'm going to leave the room.
He was just like, but I
they
thought
should have put that in the trailer.
I thought it was fun. Okay.
Were you swooning over Regé-Jean Page?
Oh, yeah, see? He's Perfect Man. And he plays Perfect Man.
He's not much fun.
No, he's not fun. But they look for who's the handsomest guy we can get.
And we'll make him the most boring, handsome man possible.
He's so damn handsome.
And he's no fun at all. And the characters are constantly ripping on him.
Perfect. He's just perfect. And I thought that was great. The casting was terrific.
My favorite from this was probably Justice Smith, who plays the half-elf, half-human sorcerer, and he's not a very good wizard. And you see a lot of the jokes in the trailer when they go into the orifice. He's like, he looks down, I'll go laugh. Which is what you would say.
Why do they call it the orifice? Anyway, it's just fun, but a lot of it is not blatant. Like, it's not. It has a subtle humor to it as well.
The humor in this, people say that this feels as if it's a group of people playing D&D, because the jokes are like modern jokes, because those are the kind of jokes you would make when you're sitting around playing D&D, which is, playing D&D is essentially collaborative storytelling. You sit there and you have your group of people and you can do your campaign with your dungeon master, and it's collaborative storytelling. The dungeon master gives you the scenario and you have to think of ways out of it. Right. So that's what they're doing, and they're just constantly making jokes, and he sets off the trap, which destroys the bridge, which is also in the trailer.
That was funny too. Rerouted that. That's not really how that scene went.
Still lots of good jokes in it.
I totally recommend it, and it's got a great set, and it's just fun.
They start off in a dungeon, the two of them. They've been there for 2 years, and how they get out is great. Okay, I'm not going to spoil that, but how they get out, he's just constantly like, is Harry here? Is he coming? Because I really want to plead my case to Harry.
It's funny.
Okay? And then they go back to it later on, and it's even more funny.
I just recommend it. It's fun.
Sophia Lillis, I mentioned, plays
fun adventure movie.
Doric.
I think it was fun.
She plays the Doric character. Funny. No, but she played Beverly in It Chapter 1. Okay. That's where we know her from.
I recognize
Chloe
her.
Coleman, who keeps popping up in everything.
She's the sorceress?
No, she's the girl. That's Chris Pine's daughter.
Oh, okay. Who's the sorceress lady?
The sorceress? Oh, that weird, creepy...
Yeah.
Sophina Daisy Head. I don't know her.
She's creepy. Anyway, it's fun. I think it's good. It's fun.
Yeah, so Chloe Coleman was in Avatar 2? Would she play in Avatar 2?
We don't know, because you can't tell who's in Avatar.
We saw her in Marry Me.
Don't look like themselves.
We saw her in My Spy.
She's been in so many things.
She was in 65 recently.
Oh, yes.
That was Adam Sandler's real daughter. That movie wasn't the greatest.
Adam Sandler, Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. Sorry, I got confused.
They're not the same.
Very different people. My apologies to both Adam Sandler and Adam Driver for making that mistake. I'm not trying to insult either of them. So she's been in Dungeons and Dragons, 65, Avatar 2, Marry Me, My Spy. Man, she's in so much stuff. She was in Superstar, apparently.
She's doing a lot. Anyway, it's
good
fun.
For her,
I totally recommend it. I give this one a 95 as well. I think it was fun. It has everything you want to see in a movie. You don't have to know anything to go watch it. Just go watch it and have fun. That's what I give it. What do you give it?
She's 14.
Okay.
What would I give it? It's not a movie that I'm going to buy. And I doubt I'm going to go see it again because I don't have money to go see movies again now because I'm poor.
Well,
But I still had a really fun time, and I give this best movie ever.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay?
Good.
If you got a chance to go see Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, yeah, definitely go check this out.
And it's not too long. I don't know how long it was, but it didn't seem long.
2 hours, 14 minutes, but it keeps you
didn't
engaged.
seem like that at all.
I mentioned that last time. There's a couple of slow parts, but for the most part, it's a good story.
It's good.
I mean, they could have trimmed out some stuff, but they didn't need to. It keeps you engaged.
It makes it's a slow burn humor as well.
Okay. Justice Smith is the funniest, and we've seen him in a lot. He was in that Pokemon Detective Pikachu movie. Remember? He played the kid that was teamed up with Ryan Reynolds' Pokemon.
I know you didn't like that movie very much.
No, that was a bad movie.
I like Pikachu.
That really devolved into nonsense at the end of that movie. But this one...
Yeah, he's really good. They're all really good in it. Anyway, it's fun. I totally recommend it. Okay.
What else have we seen him in? So, check out Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves if you get a chance. Let us know your thoughts on it down in the comments below, please, because we want to hear what other people are thinking. It's doing really well.
It's just fun. And it's not a Marvel movie. It's not a DC movie. It's nothing that you have to stress over. Just go and have a good time.
Justice Smith is also in those Jurassic World movies.
And kids could watch this.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I said maybe not younger kids, because there's a little bit of gory scenes.
But not that much.
There's a gory hand at one point.
There's a scary part in the graveyard.
So I said kids like 5 and under. Probably not.
No,
that graveyard scene was mostly funny, though.
Yeah, I know, but kids will get scared by that.
There's dead corpses, but they're pretty funny.
8 and up, maybe, because they take up a bunch of bodies. So that's really funny. That's also a very slow burn humor. It's just funny.
But they didn't ruin that in the trailer, and I'm not going to give away the joke.
No, it's funny.
So this movie is currently sitting at 91% certified fresh critic rating, and 93% of audiences are enjoying it.
That would be on par with what we're thinking.
So, yeah, great.
Yeah.
That's our thoughts on it. You let us know your thoughts on Dungeons & Dragons.
And Bridgerton fans can see the handsome guy, because he's not in Bridgerton anymore.
You're obsessed with this guy.
Everybody is.
Okay. So, moving on to our next review. Also kind of in the medieval vein. This is more in the realistic vein. We watched an old movie, not that old, from 2005 by Sir Ridley Scott on my new Blu-ray of Kingdom of Heaven, starring Orlando Bloom and Ava Green. It's an all-star cast. Jeremy Irons is in it. He's not a big role. Liam Neeson is in it.
It's got a great cast, but I don't know. To me, it's too many bros.
Yeah,
not enough hoes.
But this is supposed to be a historic. This is a period piece during the late Middle Ages.
There were women,
and it's about the Crusades. So it's all about men fighting in the army. It's all about knights, right?
Well, it's got one woman, another woman. You see her face, and she says like 3 words, and that's it.
Well, there's a dead woman at the beginning. By the way, we're gonna spoil this because this movie is
a woman in a field that turns around and says 2 words. And then there's the main woman. It's a bit like...
Who's the woman in the field?
Sister.
Oh, yeah. No, she doesn't say anything.
Yeah, there you go! I thought she said 2 words. I was hoping for it. I mean,
no, she did. She said her name. She introduced herself.
There's like one woman in the whole film.
Brendan Gleeson is in it.
Yes, there's a lot of men in it. To me, I mean, I did not like it. It's not for me.
No.
But I give it some things. I give it that it has the right scale. It has the right scale for a movie such as this, which so many movies these days, I don't know if they're cheaping out or whatever, they don't have the right scale.
Oh, Dr. Bashir is in this.
Oh, yeah,
what's his name?
Alexander Siddig.
Yes, I mean, I was surprised that he showed up. He's great in it.
Into medieval stuff, this is medieval.
Oh,
I mean, it's supposed to be 1198, is it? Perhaps?
I think it was 1164.
Something like that. Well, it goes
11 something. And it's got Edward Norton in it. I'm not going to tell you who he is, but see if you can. If you watch this movie, see if you can spot who Edward Norton plays.
He was a mixture of like Marlon Brando and Peter Sellers, the weird voice that he was doing.
Now,
I don't know.
This movie is 2 hours and 25 minutes long. So it's a bit long, and it's definitely a slow burn. but it leads up to the siege of Jerusalem.
I guess so. I did not like it, but
no,
and
it's rated R for violence.
It's not for me at all. But I do give it. He has the right scale. He has the right scenery. He appears to have the right materials. I mean, you can tell me, medieval people, if I'm right or not. It appears that he has the right scale to do this movie. I don't like the dialogue a lot. I don't like all the men and then all the killing and stuff. It's not for me. But what he set out to do, he has done properly. I will give him that. Yeah, it's just not for me at all.
It's well made.
It's not for me.
I mean, who else is making a big medieval epic action story? I mean, it's not a big action movie. It takes place during the Crusades, and it's all about, it leads up to the end, the siege of Jerusalem, and the siege was great. They did it really well.
There's one thing,
but it's violent and gory.
There's one thing I don't like about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that the main character is too good at fighting.
Yeah, he's a Mary Sue.
He's too good at it.
He's this guy. He's a blacksmith. Apparently, he must have gotten a lot of training at some point.
He wouldn't have. That's the problem. That's the only problem I have with it. He's a simple guy from a very simple time in 1168.
Yeah, they wouldn't even be able to read.
He would not be as sophisticated as they let him be. That is my problem with it. I think he should be like a Forrest Gump. Yeah. That would have been better. As
the movie goes on, he seems to just become like exponentially better at everything. Yeah. And his character reminded me of his character from Pirates of the Caribbean, because that character was just too
He's like the chosen boy.
He was just too good at everything, and he was didn't realize the consequence. Everything has to be done, has to be good, and I have to make sure. And he's just all too much about his conscience and his principles.
This is the way the director made him act this way. I think what it would have been so much better is basically this is just a poor little blacksmith from a little village.
In France.
And it would have made much more sense if just because of his status they assume what he's saying is really smart, even though he didn't say very much. He doesn't say very much in the whole thing anyway. No, but that would have made way more sense, is that he's like a Forrest Gump. Like, people just go with him, and the things that he says. Because he's too smart. He's too skilled.
Well,
he could be handsome, sure.
I think this movie would have benefited if, when he becomes a baron, because he inherits his father's land and title, so he becomes the Baron of Ibelin, if when he's there and he's hanging out with his knights, if he had done a lot of training with them.
Yeah, he did a tiny bit of training.
He's working on his land all the time, so it shows he's just a normal guy and he wants to make his land better. But he's a military strategist all of a sudden, too. Like, that made no sense.
I think it would have made more sense if they just kept on propping him up. Because it's basically showing, too, that it's also a classist movie. It's about class and everything as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, he's nobody, and then all of a sudden he's everybody.
I wouldn't necessarily say he's nobody, because he's not a serf. He's not working the land, but in the Middle Ages, he is a blacksmith, so he does have a trade. So he's a little bit better off.
Back then.
No, a lot of people just worked the land and
if you were in peace time and weren't getting overthrown by Vikings.
Now listen to this. So this movie I mentioned is 2 hours 25 minutes. The director's cut that I got on my Blu-ray disc here is 3 hours and 10 minutes long. Ridley Scott loves to do this.
I just want, however,
we watched the theatrical version.
So many people in it, or I don't know if they're computer generated or they're real people. That is really what these battles would look like. We see battles on film and they don't have enough people in them.
All the background people are CGI, and it's just the people in the front that are real.
He CGI'd it right, because it really does show the epic battle that really would have happened, and we don't see that.
And they got the siege towers with the ladders. They got technical. They got the trebuchets that they used to pull the siege towers over.
And they would have had oil.
They got this oil. They do show a bit of the oil and the fireballs from the catapults. And that's, I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's essentially a medieval version of napalm.
It's like a pyroclastic bomb or something.
But in addition to
it's man-made.
But think about this. Listen to this cast, okay? Orlando Bloom, Eva Green, Jeremy Irons, David Thewlis, okay? Brendan Gleeson, Martin Sakakis. He always plays a great villain. Liam Neeson, Edward Norton, Alexander Siddig, who's Dr. Bashir from Star Trek. Doesn't that sound like an amazing cast?
It is, but it's way too many men. And the main character is way too smart and way too suave. And I give it on scale, I give it on authenticity. However, none of them seem very religious. This thing about Jerusalem, none of them seem very religious.
They're all using the Catholic Church as a scapegoat so that they can go and commit murder and genocide.
That's not what he goes there because he's supposed to be getting like basically because he murders the priest in this really right away. Like he doesn't have a second thought to that. He's not a very good guy and he's kind of stupid for doing that. And then all of a sudden he turns into a genius and he's a military strategist. And that's the part I don't like about it.
So we'll wrap up this review. That's our thoughts on this movie from 2005. What rating would you give this?
Well, it's not for me.
No, but what rating would you give it? Okay. Best movie, worst movie ever on the internet rating system.
For Christine, it's like a 65 for me personally. However, recognizing what he's achieved in this movie and everything, I give it like a 90%. But I don't really, it's not for me at all.
That's not for me, okay. But it is good cinema is what you're saying.
If you're into medieval stuff, it's probably you lap it all up.
Okay. Yeah, no one else is making something from this time period.
It looked hard to
I give it best movie ever. I have enjoyed this. I saw this in 2005. I've seen the director's cut, which we watched the theatrical version. So imagine there's even more. And it does explain more and it makes more sense, but it's long.
It's long.
I enjoy this a lot. And it's just one thing that I've kind of watched over the years, so that's why I got a Blu-ray copy. It was on sale for like $5 or something, so why not? Have you seen Kingdom of Heaven from Sir Ridley Scott in 2005? If you have, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Maybe you loved it. Maybe you absolutely hated it, even more than Christine. Who knows?
It's an achievement. However, I just don't like the topic. I don't want to see people chopping each other up with swords and stuff. It's not my thing.
It has a 72% audience rating, but critics hate it, 39%.
Yeah, because the main character makes no sense.
Well, let us know your thoughts, and we'll jump into our next review. Christine, you're going to review His Dark Materials, seasons 1 to 3. Season 3 just came out on HBO?
Yes.
Okay, is this a spoiler or a spoiler-free review?
Well, spoiler-free for season 3, I suppose. It's on HBO. It's beautifully made. It's you've heard of the Golden Compass before?
Yeah, I never saw it though.
It's about that. They call it His Dark Materials.
It's an adventure.
It is. It's in a magical places. Some of it's in this place. Basically, the premise of this is that there are multiple worlds. Okay?
Want me to read the series info?
Okay, read the series.
Okay,
I watched it all.
During her search for a kidnapped friend, a seemingly ordinary but brave young woman from another world uncovers a sinister plot involving stolen children and a mysterious phenomenon called dust. What's dust?
No, that's the first season. So, dust, aka dark matter, aka scarf.
Man, it's got X-Men in it. It's got James McAvoy and Daphne
Anyway, it's confusing. You have to watch it to get into it. It's a whole new lore. It's like Harry Potter or like, I don't know, Game of Thrones. It's got a whole different world.
Sell me on this show.
So there's 3 different seasons. That's what you read is the first season. It's about this girl, and her name is Lyra Balakwa, and she is an orphan. She believes.
Yeah, that's Daphne Keane.
She's brought up by professors at Oxford in her parallel world to ours.
Is one of them Professor Xavier?
No. And he is her uncle. And he is off on adventures.
James McAvoy?
Yes. And he's a rogue. What? Spoilers.
Lord Asriel.
Spoilers.
Okay.
He is actually her father. Now, the evil person in the first couple seasons is Mrs. Coulter. She is the evil person, and spoiler, she is her mother. So this girl has Marissa 2 parents, Coulter? Yes, who are outliers in their world. They are very powerful people. They are very extreme people. And who their daughter that they've created is basically, she's almost, I would call her magical. So, and she has the ability to do certain things. Now, this is the land, if you guys have read, I think I read this when I was a kid. I don't remember. Anyway, about your demon. A demon is a person's spirit, and it essentially is an animal that comes around with you. And in her land, they actually are animals. But in our world, of course, they're just part of us. But apparently, we also have demons. We just can't see them. This is what we learned. Are they invisible? Yeah, they're invisible. So there is a boy that she meets along this journey, and he's from our world, but when he goes to another, he does get a demon, and it's a cat. He never could see his demon. It's like your spirit, and dust is like your spirit, and what makes you human, and what makes you...
Is it a drug?
Like a spirit. No, it's a thing, and we're supposed to have it. Basically, and they want
an aura,
something like that.
You don't make
it's what makes your you have to watch. It's a very epic thing. It's what makes you.
A soul,
so your soul, your spirit, is dust, sort of thing. Anyway, it's a lot. And they're going to many adventures, and then they find they can get to different worlds, and the boy and the girl meet up with each other. First, she's trying to find her friend. It's all about her friend Roger.
What boy?
There's two boys. There's
Lin-Manuel Miranda?
No, he's not.
He's in this?
He's one of her. He's an aeronaut. He's one of the people that help her and love her. He's more like a father to her. Her father is terrible. Her father is an awful, awful character, and he doesn't really care about her at all. Her mother actually sort of does care for her, but her mother is sick in the head.
When you say her father, are you talking about James McAvoy,
yes,
Lord Asriel, really or are you talking about Father McPhail?
No, Father McPhail is a priest.
Okay.
Anyway, and it's about I don't know. It's about basically in their world with demons. They have this the priests and everything. It's called the Magisterium, and they rule everything. And they burn books, and you're not allowed to do a lot of things. You're not allowed to have poetry or do anything. They're trying to rule everything. So there's all these different worlds. Anyway, it's epic. I totally recommend it. You have to get into it and watch it. Season 1 is about her trying to find Roger, like you read, in the north, because her friend gets kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
She goes to try to find him.
Does she find him?
I'm not going to say. It's going to really spoil it. Season 2, she meets another boy, and they go on adventures. Season 3, all the 3 people go on adventures, and there's lots of adventures.
So it's all about quests.
Kind of.
Going on quest.
And it's about her, and there's all kinds of different creatures. Stuff. It's very good. It's beautiful. It's really interesting. You kind of just have to go with what they're presenting to you. It's not reality, but I think it's really well done, and it's good. There's still a bit like it's confusing about the dust thing, and anyway, it's a lot. So I did enjoy it. There's things I do like it, but I don't like it, say, as much as Barry or something like that.
No, it's not as good as Barry.
No, I give it like a 90%. It's beautiful, but it does go... There's a lot of it that maybe didn't have to be there. There's a lot of stuff that goes on, but it still is...
Are they dragging it out because it's a show? They could have taken some episodes out? How many episodes is it?
This is a lot, because you don't understand what dust is. For the longest time, you're trying to understand what is dust, and that's all they talk about is dust. Well, you're not supposed to say dust in one of the worlds. But anyway, yeah, so it's a bit convoluted in that way. And her parents are so evil. Yeah. It's just
evil, as in like mustache twirling, gonna take over the world kind of evil.
Oh yeah, her father is sort of like that. Yeah,
James McAvoy.
So evil. Yeah, and so uncaring and stuff. Anyway, it's a lot, but it's really well done. Kids would be scared of it. I wouldn't recommend it.
It only has 8 episodes per season. 8 episodes
it's
first
beautiful.
and third season, 7 episodes second season. It's rated at 84% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It was a lot to take on to create this stuff. It's a lot. Like, this is a big project.
Of production value?
Oh my god, yeah.
Is this a period piece? No, it's in a separate world where there's is there magic?
Separate worlds, yes. There's sort of like magic.
A fantasy world?
The world, no. The world where she is in is much different from our world. Although it has the same, it's the same globe. There's an Oxford there, there's Oxford here. And then they go into this other world, which is more fantastical, more like castle-like. There's many different worlds. And then there's a world that's completely fantastical, with fantastical creatures and stuff like that. So there's many different worlds. It's a lot. I think, I don't even know.
They got modern technology?
They're in this world as well.
So they got smartphones in
Only
this
in
world.
our world. But their world
They don't work.
is stunted.
No cell phone towers
Their
in the other
world,
world.
like where she comes from, it's stuck in the 40s.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, because the Magisterium has stunted everything. So they have blimps. And they dress like they would in the 40s. Like my grandmother's day, like when she was young.
So they got dirigibles everywhere.
Yeah,
Is
they
the
do.
Second World War still going on?
No, but the Magisterium rules everything, and it stops scientific thought. They rule everything that everybody does. So
It
that's
sounds like
why it's
sliders,
stilted.
different dimensions.
No. It's not like that at all. Anyway, it's really interesting. Get into it. You'll enjoy it. I'd probably give it a 92%.
Okay. You said 90 earlier, but
90,
sure.
92. Well, the different season. The first season, I really was interested in it. Now, the third season is the end. They've had to, like, explain it all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really tricky to present it all. So that's why I give it that.
Okay.
Overall, 90%. Some of them I give probably 92. Yeah.
Are they going into season 4?
No, it's over.
Oh, it's over.
However, they do say at the end there could be another adventure.
Could be a spin-off. They'll do a spin-off if it's successful.
I don't know, but it just lets you think.
And it's on HBO, so it'll be up to HBO if they want to renew it or not.
It's over. This is over. This
Christine enjoyed it. I haven't watched this. You didn't really sell me on it, so.
I don't think it's for you.
Okay.
It's
I
about
wasn't planning on watching it.
like lands and stuff. It's not really your thing.
Where are the fans of His Dark Materials on HBO? Are you watching it on HBO Max or on Crave here in Canada or some other service wherever you are? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, whether you like it or not. Maybe you agree with Christine's comments.
My mom would really like it.
Okay, so
She
maybe
would
this
really
is for
like
an
it.
older crowd. I don't know.
Not because she's older, just because she likes the fantasy lands and that kind of stuff.
Would your mother like Dungeons and Dragons? Because that was a fun romp.
Yeah, she probably would, but this is more like.
It's more serious.
Yeah,
like.
this is very serious. Oh, they kill kids, they kill animals, they kill everything in this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, no conservation, just kill everything.
Yeah, it's.
Christine, how can people get in touch with us?
Okay.
Let's wrap this up. Well, Ron Weasley's going around with his broken dick the whole movie.
Oh my gosh, dear!
It's a metaphor.
You're. Okay. They can get a hold of us. Canada Movie TV Hosers at gmail.com. You can submit topics. You can explain Harry Potter to Gregory.
Yes, please. Explain it to me, because
he's
I
not
must have missed
listening.
most of this movie.
He's not listening to me.
But leave that in a comment below.
You
The
can-
email is for submitting entertainment news topics or pieces of media that you want us to review.
Right. You can find us on Twitter at Canada Hosers. Gregory will put our new episode updates there. You can also find Gregory himself at St. John's Critic. And if you want to get our attention on Twitter, you can use the hashtag Canada Hosers if you want to contact us. And that's everything. Please like and subscribe and help Gregory out with Harry Potter there.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me. I do have one fun comment to read out before we go. We got
Okay.
another comment on YouTube from Dave. Our good buddy David
Hi,
Norhoff
Dave.
replied, and this was to our episode from last weekend when we were on the Superstar Destroyer Bridge and talking
Oh.
lots about Star Wars.
Okay.
He said, "Great Black Panther cameo, LOL." Because
Penny.
Penny was there
She
very
is our
briefly.
She is our little panther.
Yeah, and she made an
left
appearance.
all her crumbs behind her.
Yeah,
on
she
the
does
pillow.
that all the time. She's kind of a sloppy eater. We're going to sign off now. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Take care.